Welcome back to the Morning Blend. You planted, you watered, you took loving care of your garden, but then the invasion. Yeah, exactly. Something's eaten away at your precious plants and you don't know what to do. Planting and maintaining your landscaping takes time, and it also takes some sweat equity. Oh, right. Was that kind of like...
It is. Here was some helpful advice so your hard work doesn't go to waste is garden expert Melinda Myers. Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Melinda.
Thank you. And,
Great to see you.
This is what people think of me. Dead plants, insects, diseases. It must be Melinda coming from.
It's so true because I have a dying bamboo that I can't wait to talk to you about after this. But weeds are the bane of everyone's existence, no matter what the weather, hot, cold, otherwise. They come.
Right. Somebody said to me one time, well, you know, why do weeds grow so well and my plants don't? Well, that's why they're weeds, okay?
Yeah.
I was laughing. I didn't bother to clean my tools because I have been busily out weeding. One of my favorite tools is a weed knife because you can get in and get to the weed and lift it.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, because it's concave on the other side.
Yes, and
it's
got
rounded.
a serrated
kind of
edge, and it's very easy to get in there. Now, if you have dense plantings and annual weeds, this is a Wisconsin product called Cobra Head.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
turn it little. There we go. Okay.
So you can kind of go in and not damage your plants, and it's great for those small annual weeds or for cultivating or digging out a plant.
There's a little Spidey on it.
I know. I brought a few bugs with me.
That's okay. That's right.
Authentic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So pulling and digging is probably the most eco-friendly way to manage your weeds. Now, it's very frustrating, especially, I have a lot of quackgrass, like many gardeners.
What's it called?
Quackgrass. And I brought some. I pulled it on my way out. That's sad that it wasn't hard to find.
Yeah.
But you can tell it's quackgrass by this long rhizome.
Okay.
It's an underground stem, and every little piece that breaks off starts a new plant. So if you pull it and don't get all of this, you're just starting new plants. So it's one of those things that takes years of pulling, or you might want to spot treat with a total vegetation killer. But once you get your garden weeded, make sure you mulch. You know, shredded leaves work great. It conserves moisture. As they break down, they improve the soil, and then they help block the light from reaching annual weed seeds. So you'll have fewer weeds, and those that sprout are easier to pull.
So you put this over the weed spot?
After the over the weeded spot.
Well, it's a more natural, cost-effective way rather than mulch, let's say, for example.
Right. It is a type of mulch, but you're reusing what's naturally there. Evergreen needles, shredded leaves, so don't throw them away. Rake them into the curb in the fall, bag them, and save them for the garden season ahead.
And I know we're talking a lot about gardens, but really quick on lawns, because this is very frustrating, too. I've seen a lot of the little white, like clover nook, is it?
Or clover,
or clover, which can kind of, it seems like, invade your yard. And you look at it, you'll mow it, and a couple days later you see all these little white weeds, right? Is it too late in the season to do something about those?
Yes, and one of the things, if you kill your weeds in your lawn now, what's going to happen is you have an open spot. The grass isn't actively growing and spreading. You still have to cut it, but it's not filling in. So if you weed out the clover, you're going to get new weeds coming in. So wait until the late summer, early fall when it's cool. Now, some people are leaving clover in their lawns. Some are actually planting clover lawns. They fix nitrogen. They're lower maintenance. You don't have to mow them. They grow very well in tough conditions. And in fact, clover was once a nurse crop in lawn mixes, and then we decided it was a weed, and now we try to kill it.
So would lawns be then white instead of green?
Well, they would be green. The leaves would be green, but during the bloom time, like now, it would be a sea of white. So the bees would love it. You want to maybe not do it where the kids are playing, okay?
Yeah.
But maybe patches. So some people are looking at clover lawns. So maybe tell your friends, I'm doing that on purpose.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
It's intended. How about pests? A lot of people are really getting annoyed with pests like Japanese beetles and different things like that.
We had a picture of a Japanese beetle up when we started the segment, and unfortunately I could easily find, this is a hibiscus, there's the little critters. Somebody called them love bugs because they eat and mate in broad daylight.
Love them.
They eat little holes in the leaves, kind of like this. I don't know if you can see that.
Is that what will always cause that look in your plant?
You could have other things, but you'll usually find the Japanese beetles on the plant. So if you want to be eco-friendly, take a can of soapy water, go out in the morning. They're easier to find. They tend to congregate, and knock them in that soapy water. It kind of suffocates them, and they die. I know. You'll be sad until they eat your plants. And
I'm all about suffocating them.
I don't have a lawn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we may also have a cabbage worm in there.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask, is it aphids?
Aphids.
Cabbage worms, and then is it different, I don't know what they're called, but
mites.
They're small, much smaller,
okay.
right?
That hole was probably from a cabbage worm, and they're the ones that eat the holes in your Brussels sprouts, broccoli, and cabbage. If you cover your plants at planting with row cover, the moth can't lay its eggs, you avoid the problem, you just pull it off when you harvest.
Okay.
There's also eco-friendly products like Bacillus thuringiensis, BT, sold as Dipel, and it's very safe. So you can sprinkle it on your plants, the caterpillar eats it, takes a few days for it to disintegrate, but you could then harvest and eat the same day. So if you missed your chance to cover them, this is an organic way to manage them.
So that doesn't cause any problems if you ingest it.
Exactly. It's safe for wildlife and pets. And I brought these kind of as everybody knows what a mosquito looks like, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you garden or you're outside at all, the mosquitoes have been vicious. And a couple things, people are using rain barrels, maybe you have a water feature. Mosquito dunks are Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacteria like the one we used on the caterpillars, a different strain that kills the larvae of mosquitoes. Put one of these in your pond or in your rain barrel, lasts for 30 days.
Just one?
Just one. And the larva will eat, when they ingest it, they die and don't become an adult. And the bits are instant but don't last as long. So
this goes in the water too?
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's great. So if kids were playing in it, or the raccoon was drinking it, or you've got a pet that gets out and drinks out of that water feature, it won't hurt them. So it's very safe.
That's good to know.
I'm glad that one of the things you wanted to talk about today was deadheading as a way of keeping plants and things fresh, because I actually, when I heard the expression, it sounded complicated and a little bit, violent to me. But it's actually, once you learn the technique, it's very easy, and it is a quick way to kind of freshen things up.
You bet, you bet. Maybe we'll start with coral bells just quickly. These are wonderful perennials, and they'll bloom mostly late spring, early summer, but if you deadhead, you'll get continual bloom.
Are some of these purple too, or is that a different plant?
And there's some that are white, and the leaves are different colors. But if you look at one of the faded flower stems on this, it goes all the way back to the center of the plant.
Yeah.
And so we deadhead it by cutting or removing. Right. And usually by the time they're done, I usually like to use a pair of scissors.
Well, that one just fell.
Yeah, it kind of broke off, and that's how we neatly tidy those up. So, and then that'll encourage new bloom. So that's one way to easily do it. The salvia in front of you in the white pot. Okay, this is where it gets maybe a little confusing. If you notice, this put out a main flower here, which I didn't deadhead. Then it put out side shoots. Now it needs a little bit of trimming and cleaning up. So I'm going to cut it back a little hard.
Oh, way back there.
Down there.
Right, because I want to encourage new growth at the base. Yes.
Okay. Oh, so even though there's some leaves that look more lush or green, you're still cutting further down on the stalk.
Only because this one has done both its first and second flush, and there are no buds in those leaf joints. And so to get it looking kind of fresh and clean, I'm going to cut it way back. It's going to spin up new growth. It'll be nice and compact. For people gardening in heavy soils, salvias can be floppy. Actually, I'm going to cut this one all the way back. And what'll be nice is it'll come back for you, and it'll be denser, more compact, lower growing, and you might even get another flush of blooms. So this is the hard thing to do, right? Now the salvia in the big pot
we're
is
pretty much out of time, so this will be our last one.
So we're just going to clip these because I think it'll be hard to see. There are flower buds in some of these side shoots. I spotted some earlier. And then the other thing you may want to do, it's looking a little peaked, a little fertilizing mid-season, and of course I like a low nitrogen, slow release fertilizer, so it won't burn if it gets hot and dry.
Low nitrogen, slow release. Okay.
And then that way I'm good for the rest of the season. It gives it a little perking. So deadheading, a little mid-season fertilizing for your containers, and a great way to perk them up and keep them going.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. You're going to be at State Fair August 6th through the 16th. You're going to be talking about the Livable Landscape, which is awesome. Daily at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. you'll have talks and give people a chance to ask you questions, meet you. That is near the, that's at the We Energies stage, the Energy Park stage. There again at State Fair between August 6th and 16th. You can visit her at melindamyers.com. And we love your DVD sets. We're actually giving one away that's valued at almost $100 today to lucky caller number 9. Call us at 414-799-4444. And this is the great courses, how to grow anything, your best garden and landscape in 6 lessons.
Right.
I like that. 6 easy lessons.
Melinda, I think slackets would also work well in the garden.
I think
if you
so,
start
too.
getting a little cut up or bit up, you take a jacket off, put them on your legs, you're good to go.
You know, when the mosquitoes are getting you, you're covered. I think that's a great idea.
All right.
There you go. She gave the slackets the thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I like it. Thanks,
Melinda.
Melinda. Great to
Thank
see
you.
you.